So good morning, sir. My name is Long Ken Song, and today I want to present one of our feature of our system, which is the add new expenses category. So there is really two conditions, two situations on how to add a new expenses category. And the first situation is where the employee can submit the new category suggestions via the new category request. So when we click on the new category request here, so after that, I may click on the complete button. And the reason why we allow the employee to make a new category suggestions is to include the employee involvement in shaping the system structure in order to create a more employee-centric system. Clark, which is our HOD account. So the suggestion of the from the employee will be shown under the submit new category, and then it will show here. Cat company code and then the company code event code, and then we may add, we may click on the add new policy, and then we will direct us to the add new policy form. So all the user enter details from the previous form will shown here. And then as a clerk, which is the head of department, so we have a responsibility to check the category and description, and then we may replace it with a more professional words. So let's say company event quotes expenses, something like that. So we may set a amount limit for each category. Let's say I set an amount of 1,000 ringgit. So after that, I may press on the complete button, and then after that, we may log out and we may log into the finance account. So we may view the request from the add category approval, and then it will show here 1,000 and then description with the category. So we may click on the new category approval form, and then all as shown as before, every details from the previous form, the add policy form will be shown here. And then the admin, which is our finance, may decide to approve or reject. So once we approve, it will show in the finance dashboard, but once we reject, it won't show that. So let's say for this case, we put as approve, then we click on the complete button. And then after that, we may go on to the finance dashboard, and then it will show in the finance dashboard here. So we can see the company code, the category name, and then the description, the amount that we made, and then the time, the date created. So let's move on to the second condition. So the second condition is when we submit the friend request form, which is clicking by this button, we can submit a new friend request, and then we can put the category as others, which actually when the employee want to submit something which is not the category included uh, in the system, and then we may click on the others category, and then after we select of the others category, so we may suggest the new category as a employee. So we may put all the remark here with the description, and then the total will be shown here, and then when we upload the receipt, we may press on the complete button, and then it will send to the HOD. So when we go on to the approval inbox, as a HOD, so all the requests will be shown here from just now. The HOD may click on the level 1 approval form, and then we will direct us to the form, and then we'll show all the details. So when the clerk enter the approval inbox, and the details will be shown here. So when we press on the approval form, so the second condition is where the cat, which is our employee, may submit a claim request via the form, and then when the user find out that the category is not included that they wanted, they may choose on the others category. So let's say the remark I can put, since we are choosing the others category, so we may choose the suggestions category that we wanted, which is, let's say, trips. Then we may put on the request, pressing on the approval inbox, and then the request will be shown here. So 3,000, and then we press on the level 1 approval. So we press on the approval form, and then all the details will be shown. And then as a HOD, If I read the form and then I see others category, and then I will see the remark with the suggestions, the trip, which is our category suggestion, and then with the description, trip to Malaysia, and then we may approve it or reject. So let's say I approve it. So once we see, we will there's a new suggestions for the new category. So once we approve the unassigned, which is unassigned category, like not assist category, so we have to add in manually. We are creating by the submit new category under the new category request. We click on this, and then we may need to add the category manually, and then we press on the complete, and then after that it will send to our finance side, and then it will show here trip and then business trip to Malaysia with the amount limit of 3,000. So we click on the approval form, it will level us to the approval form, and then we can read all the details as well. And then we may choose to approve or reject. So let's say this scenario, we choose reject by finance, and then we have to provide a valid reason. And then we press on the complete. Since we reject the thing, so it won't show in the finance dashboard. So we can verify when we go to a finance dashboard, so it won't add to the finance dashboard here and the available category. So that's all for my part.
Morning, sir. My name is Kwon Chun Ho. So I will demonstrate the claim process that involves our two-level approval now. Now our employee can need to submit a claim that is above the 50 ringgit so that the claim can be processed in our two level, and the amount should be 100 above 50 so that it can be processed in the two level as complete. Once the employee submitted the claim, our head of department, it will send to our level 1 approval, head of department. Head of department can view the claim in this approval inbox where I just submitted 150. They can review the claim and then they can choose to approve, reject, or resubmit. If the head department choose to approve, this claim will be sent to our level 2 approval, our finance. If choose to reject, this claim will be marked as invalid and will not be processed anymore. For this resubmit, the claim will be sent back to our employee for any amendment to be made. So now I will choose to approve. Once approved, it will disappear from this inbox and it will send to our admin. Admin can see the claim approved by the head of department just now in this finance inbox, which is this one. In this level 2 approval, the admin can review the claim again and also to approve or reject. In this level 2 approval, there is no resubmit, there's only approve where the total here will be reimbursed to the employee, and this rejected will be marked this claim as invalid and will not be processed anymore. So now I will choose to approve by finance. As you can see, the claim has been disappeared from here, which means it has been approved. As an employee, I can verify the approved claim in this completed expenses where I can see the claim that has been approved by admin just now. So for our resubmit status, the status is specifically designed for the head of department to act. Now for our resubmit status, let's say our employee has submitted a claim that is with some wrong details. In our head of department inbox, you can see this reason column is wrong. Therefore, our head of department can mark this as resubmit and leave a remark to let our employee know where is the changes need to be made. So I choose the invalid reason, I choose the complete. Now this claim will be sent back to our employee head so that the employee can make the changes. We can verify in this my expenses, we submit expenses. As you can see, the employee can see the remark left by our head of department is invalid reason. Therefore, our employee can choose to make the changes. Once complete, it will disappear from this resubmit expenses, and this claim will be sent back to our level 1 approval again. This here, 119, for further action. So this is our form builder. In total, we have 10 forms. Each form is interrelated and is crucial to our system. First is our add policy form, where we have this custom HTML, where we have write the JavaScript code to check where is the access point of this add policy. In our process, if choose to access this add policy form directly, the hidden field will be not populated, while if the add policy form is accessed through the list inbox, the hidden field here, the access point hidden field, will be populated with this employee value. Therefore, when help department access to this form, this JavaScript code will be executed to check this hidden field value. If the head of department access this policy form directly, it will not be populated since there is no value in this access point. However, if the head of department access this form through the list inbox, therefore this hidden field that there is a value, the category and this description will be auto-filled with the details that the employee has been submitted. Next is this page of department approval form. Here it will be the sub-form of the claim form. And as you can notice, there is a remark here with the subform. The reason why we put a subform here is to allow our head department to submit multiple remarks while attributes to this claim. Therefore, our employee can see multiple remarks in the same form. Moving on to our claim request form. In this form, we have using a spreadsheet to allow our employee to submit multiple categories. In this spreadsheet, we have specifically used this format, expenses claim form, which is this form. By doing so, we can ensure that each time a new row in the spreadsheet has been created, it will follow the exactly format in this form. So in this category form, we are actually fetching the form data from the app policy form, where it is the expenses category that is approved by our finance. That's it for our form builder.
Good morning. My name is Hehe, TP075243. Today I'll be explaining about the logic flow of how our app works, where the data is stored, and how it looks like at the end for the finance department to review. So over here, we'll start from the app policy based on request form builder, process builder. So what it looks like over here, the employee will first start when he or she wants to add a new policy request. So at the start here, they can get to the form, fill it up, and after that, it will be passed over to the clerk or the head of department. The head of department will update their status access point to employee so they can load what the employee has saved earlier. From there, they can add a new policy request, change what needs to be changed over there before submitting it. So after submission, it'll go over to the finance department here. A new policy notification will be made via email instantly after a head of department submits it over to the finance department. Finance will update the form status, whether they will reject or approve it. So if it's approved, it'll go over here and notify that the new policy has been approved and ended. If not, it will be rejected and ended as well. For a claim request process, it will first start, submit a claim request, and the status will be updated to submitted. I'll quickly go through what happens for our auto approval mechanism. So this auto approval mechanism works. If a claim is less than 50 ringgit, it will be instantly approved. What if it's more than 50 ringgit? Come over here to the head of department, where head of department will make the first level approval or rejection. Now there are three choices. There's approved, which is this box, reject is this box, and the final one is if the claim does not follow their procedures. So head back to the employee and the status will be updated as resubmit. It will just notify the employee for a claim resubmission here. After resubmission, the status will be updated to submitted, and you go through the same process back to the head of department to approve or reject. So what if it's rejected? If it's rejected, it will go from head of department straight over to the system, where a notification will be made that the request has been rejected, and the hidden status will be updated to rejected for the bar chart. What if it's approved? We'll go back over to the head of department here. If it's approved, it'll go over to this box, come back down for second level approval or rejection. If it's approved for the second level, it'll come over here and update status as approved, come back down here, get a system notification that has been approved, and hidden status will be updated for a bar chart. What if it's rejected at the second level? similar things happen. From here, the status will be updated to rejected. Go over to the system will notify, same thing happens. All right, so I'll head over to how and where the data is stored. Over in our list builder, we have quite a couple of builders. So I'll just go through the main ones that we have to talk about. Admin bar chart. From the admin bar chart, we can see the table of where the data to form the bar chart is at. So over here, we can see a list of variables. So these variables will be the final form of data that will be presented to the finance department to review at the end of the month for settlement, etc. So here we have a table here for receiving data inputs, right? So the next part would be the claim resubmission portion, where I'll show the data as well. So in this group by section, we can see the actions approved by when is it created, and the reference ID as well. So why am I showing this? There is a list of different list builders. All of it are required to build our form and also generate the bar chart at the end, which will be seen by the finance department. So let's take a look at what the finance department will see at the end of the month. So this is our UI for the finance dashboard. So let's say it's end of the month, it's time to do settlement. What do I do as an admin or as a finance person in the company? I can head over here, look at the available categories that I've set up initially. So these are all the data. The list builders built these things up. We can see which category there is, what's the description, and what's the amount limit, as well as the date created. And here is the most crucial part, which is the bar chart of how much has been approved and how much has been rejected. And you can tweak and check at any other time, anytime you want.
Hi, my name is Ang Jianming, and my TP number is TP076671. So I will be presenting about the employees expenses approval system. What an employee can start doing is they can claim a request first. So for example, like their employee ID that's listed above here is not edited, as well as the email. This should be already listed down, alright, once they have logged in to their account. Let's say for example, they want to buy an item from the company, alright, or any utilities that has been listed in the category section. So once you see it's added here, right, it will directly totalize down here, right? So you can add the remark and then you can start dropping your receipt or invoice. And once that's done, they can press complete. The expenses should be submitted in the approved expenses section. Why approved expenses section compared to the submitted one? Because submitted one is only for those that are either above the auto approvals limit, or if let's say they choose other section, then only it will total up in this submit expenses area, this page. So let's go to approve expenses, and as you can see in this ref number right here, it says approved by system. As you can see, the total is 30. All right, so why approved by system is basically because anything that's below 50, logically speaking, that is also under the expense category right here, should be also auto accepted because it is part of company's utility. So let's say for example, they were to submit another claim, but this time they submit a claim that is higher. All right, so let's take a look at this, and as you can see, it's updated. So when it is above 100, what the employee can do is they can wait HOD, they can go to their dashboard, and in their dashboard they have this approve inbox, which will come up right down here, right? So you can either approve or reject. Obviously, if you reject, so let's complete it. All right, we save this. Right now it's rejected already, right? So going back to the employees dashboard, this can go to my expenses. So approved expenses will be directly listed here: approved by admin, approved by system, or approved by clerk, which is the HOD. So let's check rejected expenses. As you can see here, it is rejected. So that is how the expenses being shown as whether it is accepted the claim or rejected the claim. In the UI builder part, so as you can see in this form builder part, there's this UI builder, which is basically the entire UI of the entire interface of this structure. So let's go and take a look at our UI, right? In this UI, as you can see, we make a super minimalist design where it's easy for user to read and for them to understand as well. All right, so just a super minimalist one. Okay, and within this section, there is all the dashboard. As you can see, there are contents. Yep. Right now it's not displaying properly, but basically that's how it works. All right, and as well as you can see, like there are other financial dashboard. All right, which is a more perpetual one because it has all the feature inside, which is basically the admin's dashboard. All right, the level 2's dashboard, and then the employee dashboard, which is very similar with the HOD dashboard because the HOD dashboard has the information. However, the employee side basically create the information. All right, they'll create the information, they'll create the data. While the data will be sent to the HOD, and the employee itself, they can view the history of their data. So basically, that's why it's very similar. They can view the history of their data. Yeah. So that's how it works. All right. Same goes to the my expenses, the approve expenses and reject expenses as well, as well as the finance box as well. So that's how we do it. Not only that, but I'll go through the settings as well. Okay. So we use a theme called the Tremenda theme. And this theme is actually a default theme. However, it's very super lightweight and minimalist. So we decided to choose this theme. We did have some we did have a bit of sort of like code, but not a lot. Just a tiny bit at the bottom section. There's like some minor code, like some CSS code over here, basically to help customize it more. So it's like sort of like a low code. It's not a completely no code platform. So that will be basically it for the UI builder part. All right, and we can, as you can see, like even in the preview state, you can view like the financial dashboard looks like what, and so on and so forth. Right, for now, I don't know why it's a bit laggy. Yeah, okay, now it's working. So yeah, and yeah, again it's like a bit laggy, but it usually won't happen like that. Yeah, so that will be it for the UI builder part.